I'd describe my dad as fun, inspirational and...
So maybe you were thinking of a big mistake. The picture on the box was not the same before you take...
There's no challenges he won't take on. Great at his job, he's a great mate. He's an ideas man, to put it in a corny way. And at times he needs help to implement those ideas, but he seems to have the people around him that can do that. Yeah.
In your mind, I'm gonna be the one who's by your side to say it's alright.
If I was to describe my kids, it'd probably depend on the day. They're just the best thing that could happen.
What he contributes to society, to his community, and the way he raises his family and goes about his everyday life is I think it's a challenge to everyone. He's a very inspirational guy.
It's a good thing when your birthday comes up or Christmas comes up, family asks, oh, so what do you want for Christmas, or what do you want for your birthday? There's sort of not really much I want for Christmas or birthday. Sort of got sort of everything I really want. The future's looking pretty good. It can go along like this for as long as it likes. I won't get any complaints out of me. Well, before my accident, I pretty much played every sport. I loved surfing, swimming. Suddenly, at age 19, to be a fairly high-level quad, no use of your legs and very limited use of your arms, certainly changes what you can and can't do.
He was playing a game of rugby when he was 19 in his university team, and in the last sort of quarter he was in a scrum and he was the hooker and something went wrong and he broke his neck.
When the scrum came together, there was a very loud crack. Instantly I had pins and needles all over and my ears were ringing. Couldn't breathe very well, and then the scrum broke up and I just sort of crumpled into a pile on the ground. So it left me as a C4-5 quadriplegic.
It was a scrum that probably, in the context of the game, end of life was pointless, and that's sort of unfortunately that's the big turning point of Pete's life, I think. Yeah.
Days will always go the way they will.
I returned to uni after my stint in hospital, and one night my control on my electric wheelchair took a bit of beer and chair took off across the room, and anyway it broke a girl's foot who is now my wife. Probably a fairly unconventional approach. So the chair actually chose my wife for me, as it appears. Never check it until someone's killed. Always lost and never saved. Do you wonder what you're doing here when you're losing your reality? Do you wonder? Mobility is everything to people with disabilities, and the worse your disability, the more important or the harder it is to be mobile and have that just that freedom to go where you want, when you want. As a high quad, having independent mobility over a long distance, like the ability to travel a couple of 100 k's on a whim, it's a big deal, and you need something like this vehicle that I've got to be able to do that. That is what I heard him say, yeah. Car travel used to be like a bit of a jail. I never enjoyed it. I really enjoy going places now. Just the ease of being able to get in and out makes such a big difference.
His hands don't work, how does he drive? And I just tell them how he drives his car. with his hands, except not on the steering wheel.
My controls, they're electronic, so they're virtually zero resistance, and I have 100% control of the car. It's so easy to do an emergency brake or turning tight, driving around car parks, those awkward tight places that I just would not be able to do without electronic steering.
Pete's always been an independent fella anyway, but this has given him another level of independence. If he wants to come out for a visit, yeah, he can do it. He gets himself to work in the morning.
I think the car has helped us a lot, and I think it is quite an important thing in our lives now. I don't think we could be without it anymore. It'd be a huge loss.
I love making sculptures. I love making, just getting old bits of machinery, old bits of steel, weld them together, and some great little piece of garden art come out the other end. I just find it really satisfying going from that unloved pile of rubbish into something that's on a pedestal in somebody's garden. Being able to be independent want to go to a clearing sale and pick up what scrap might be there, drag the trailer out without having to rely on somebody all the time. The access to that, to all those other things that everyone else takes for granted. It's converted me from a hermit to the opposite of a hermit. What is the opposite of a hermit? That's going to look stupid.
I think for him it's perfect. It's easy to get in and out of. It's, you know, if they come to a gutter or whatever, it folds out nicely onto the gutter. He wheels himself in and out of it. That's stuff of miracles as far as I'm concerned, that a bloke in his situation can, you know, work a vehicle of any, which has always been I guess a lifelong goal of his, to get back in the driving seat again. And yeah, he's you know, happy as a pig in mud, I guess. Yeah, being able to do it.
What the guys down at Capital have been able to deliver and provide me with is, yeah, you can't put a price on it really. Couldn't thank them enough.
I'd describe my dad as fun, inspirational and talented.